Okay. We're now ready to begin the public hearing under RGFA and Scenic Road bylaw of 101 Conant Road.
103.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Wrong glasses.
I'm Jefrey Bump. I'm the one that bought the property and I'm hoping to put up the new house there. This is a couple half-size architectural drawings, and this is a listing of the trees we took down in September. So we bought the property in August. In September, we did some clearing of the lot, did some siltation fences, and then after that was all in place, we've done stumping of the trees we took down. We're hoping to replace the existing house, which is a 1960s raised ranch, with something that is about almost twice the size, but oriented more longitudinally on the lot. So it shows a smaller face towards Conant Road. That's kind of a brief overview. And Brian, if you want to get into specifics.
For the record, my name is Brian Nelson with Metro West Engineering. I was going to start with the neighborhood RGFA board, and I have some 11 by 17 copies if anybody wants to.
It's okay.
Okay, so that's it. As Jeffrey mentioned, our property is located on the easterly side of Conant Road, so people can see it better. This is the house, number 103 Conant. It's a two-story split level with a garage under. It's got a gross floor area of about 2,900 square feet. Start directly south of that, 97 Pigeon Hill Road, located here. Got frontage on Conant and Pigeon Hill, that faces Pigeon Hill. It's a Cape-style house with a garage under. It's got a gross floor area just under 3,200 square feet. Going up Montvale Road and behind the property to the east, number 141 Montvale is a colonial-style house with a gross floor area of about 4,700 square feet. So again, right here. The next one going up Montvale, number 131, it's actually a picture of the top right corner here. It's a two-story colonial with a gross floor area of 4,098 square feet. Going to come back to Conant Road, and we'll start with number 115, which is top left picture. It's this property right here. It's a two-story with a gross floor area of about 26, almost 2,700 square feet. Number 111, Conant Road, located just north of us. Gross floor area of about 1,900 square feet. It's actually a poor picture, I apologize for that. We'll come across the street to the westerly side of Conant Road. This has a street address of 0 Conant Road. It's actually a vacant lot at the intersection of Conant and Colchester. And on the other side of Colchester, also with frontage along Conant, is number 100 Conant. It's a two-story house with a detached garage with a gross floor area of about 2,000 square feet. With that, I'll move on to the existing conditions if everyone's all set.
Do you have an average existing floor area for all those houses?
I do not.
It's about 3,000.
Yeah, I would say, probably somewhere in the 3,000 to 3,200 square foot range. Existing conditions. Start with that, I'll go through it very briefly. North is going straight up the page. Again, Conant Road is located on the left side. Will be the westerly side of our property. We are located on the easterly side. Pigeon Hill Road is located to the south in the intersection of Montvale Road down here. The property shown on Weston Assessor's Map 17 is lot number 21. The property has an area of 40,573 square feet, which is about 0.9 acres. We are in a Residence A zone, so we're below the 60,000 square foot minimum, so we're heading to ZBA. Conant Road is also a scenic road in the town of Weston. The existing house, shown in brown, located about 63 feet off the sideline of Conant Road, right in the center of the lot. We've got a fairly narrow building envelope with the setbacks, and that's shown right here. The average existing grade plane for the existing house is elevation 180.3. This is a split level, as I mentioned. The elevation, floor elevation at the entrance is 183.5, and the ridge elevation is elevation 210.4. The high point of the property is just north of the existing house right here. Elevations fall to the southwest approximately 10 feet, and then to the southeast approximately 15 feet. We do have Cherry Brook down right off the side of the intersection of Pigeon Hill and Montville Road, so we've got a 200-foot riverfront area. We actually just were heard with the Conservation Commission earlier tonight. If there are no questions on existing, I'll go to proposed.
I didn't quite pick it up. What the existing RGFA is what?
I have it on my other sheet. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I have it here. It's about 2,950 square
What's
feet.
about the average size for all the houses in the area? Was it around 3,000?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're basing your setbacks on Zone A.
That's correct. Our proposed site plan is oriented the same way, again, north going up the page. Conant Road is here on the left-hand side of the sheet, or it would be westerly edge. The existing house may be a little tough to see, but it's shown in a magenta line, basically right in this area. And the proposed house is shown in tan. It's roughly the same distance off of Conant Road. It extends back a little bit more, about probably twice the depth of the existing house. The proposed RGFA for the new house is 4,633 square feet. The average existing grade plane for the proposed house is elevation 179.5, which is about 0.8 of a foot lower than the grade plane for the existing house. Our first floor elevation is 183, which is about half a foot lower than the elevation for the split entry as you walk in the front door of the existing house. And our proposed ridge for the new house is elevation 214.5, which is 35 feet above the grade plane.
What's the difference between the new ridge and the existing one?
It's just under 4 feet. Actually, 4.1 feet, I'm sorry, just over 4 feet. Proposed setback at the front is 61 feet. We have tested and approved a 5-bedroom septic, which is actually located up in the northeast quadrant of the property, up in here. Again, 5-bedroom design. Runoff from the front portion of the roof and this upper portion of the driveway, so it will be everything from the high point here going in a southerly direction, will be captured and recharged through an infiltration system that's located under the driveway in this location. Runoff from the rear half of the house, and there are 2 terraces, one to the north of the house and one on the rear of the house, will be routed to an infiltration system located just off the southeast corner of the house. With the stormwater system in place, runoff to Conant Road will be reduced, rates and volumes will be reduced by about 25% in comparison to the existing condition. Trying to really match what we've got for an existing condition, so we've got about a 5% reduction in rates and volumes going toward Cherry Brook. So there's a slight reduction, but not a significant reduction. The proposed plan with the house and driveway and terraces introduces about an extra, 2,800 square feet of impervious area. So we've got a total of about 6,000 square feet of impervious area under the proposed condition. That's a very quick pass through the proposal, and at this point, I'll turn it over to...
What is the RGFA of the new house?
4,633 square feet. I'll pass it over to...
Talk about architectural, or do you want to do landscape?
whichever you
Let's
prefer.
do architectural.
Okay.
This is the front elevation of the house. What you can't see is that you can from the floor plan, that this section, this cross ridge is about 30 feet setback from this front facade. The garage is set back 10 or 12 feet from the front elevation also. The idea that we were trying to work with is that this was a smaller house that was gradually added on to with the rear section. This theoretically was kind of the original core of the house, and then the addition with the cross gable was added later on. That way, just by breaking it up visually, it doesn't appear to be as big as what the square footage would have you believe. It's going to be gray, medium gray shingles. That's the standing seam roof on the farmer's porch. The windows will all be dark, a bronze color with the same color casing on them. The trim, the wooden trim will be painted in off-white. The shingles are kind of a woodscape architectural shingle, kind of medium gray. We've tried to, we've cut down on the square footage after some discussions with Joe and the consultants, just to make it a little smaller a house. It's down to a 2-car garage. And I think it'll present a nicer face towards Conant Road than actually the house that's there now. We tried to keep grading to a minimum throughout the property. We have neighbors, the closest neighbors are the Margolises to the north, 111. And they've done some really nice landscaping between the two properties, and we're going to try and go to that same idea that they've established to keep separation of the properties but still have them blend. There's some board and batten detailing on the garage that wraps around that first story of the garage. There's a overhung wooden porch off the back towards the east. And there's some stonework. There's a stone patio off of the kitchen dining area and a smaller stone retaining wall off the back, which is where we're planning, there's a pad for a generator back there if that ever comes to pass. There's no developable space in the attic. The collar ties are too low. It's a walk-up attic, but it's just for storage. We try to keep our ridges as low as possible, but keeping the hierarchy of the main house and then the additional L's off the back. Any questions?
I'm just trying to make the elevations work. Do you happen to have a roof plan?
Yes, I believe it's in the.
It's in here?
Yeah.
I assume your basement's not included in the RGFA, correct?
No, it's not. It's a mostly finished basement. There'll be some mechanical space and storage down there.
The elevations to agree, I don't know why.
There's one thing that's unusual about this roof pitch.
Yeah, it's something wrong.
It's not, well, it's not the same pitch as the one in the front. We wanted to drop this ridge down. So by doing that, rather than having this ridge continue all the way here, which would project a little gable up above that ridge,
I saw
we've
that.
changed this pitch to be a lower pitch
Here's the problem.
from here to
Excuse me,
here.
sorry. I think you're going to see part of this roof coming out here. Right? This comes across. You know, if that's the roof over there, that's where I'm having a hard time trying to figure out what's going on when I'm looking at the different elevations.
Right, well, at this point, there's a roof that's starting here and coming down to here.
Well, but,
So it starts.
so where is that one?
That's the front
It's-
elevation.
It's here, it starts here and comes down to there. This
So-
little peak here is that one there.
But you're gonna
So
see.
you're seeing that far.
You're gonna see this, something peeking out from the other side of this gable.
Well, this is where the ridge will be, where the slope changes. That's this ridge here.
No, but if you see this
And it goes
notch
from
here,
Here to there,
you see this notch on the back,
yeah.
you're gonna see that notch on the front. You are. It doesn't disappear.
Yes, you are.
So I'm not, and I'm trying to
But
find.
you won't ever see it from the ground.
I don't care about the ground, I'm trying to get the.
Well, in real life, you'll never see it.
No, I understand that, I'm trying to get the elevations to work, that's all. That's all I'm saying. Because this guy is coming out, okay, so that's coming out that way to there. And then this one, the little front gable is coming out that way to there.
Yeah.
All right, so I think I see how that works now.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying, Steve?
Yeah, I think there'd be a little section here.
It's that back, it's the back gable that's projecting out. So on the left side, that gable is way back. I think.
Yeah, this ridge is substantially further back than this
Right.
ridge.
Yeah. But I was also trying to figure out in your route plan with stuff that's going on there.
The roof plan doesn't make any sense to me at all. Sorry.
Right there. Okay.
Wouldn't you see
Yeah,
this,
this one.
wouldn't you see
Yeah, you
this
see that
peak
peak.
behind this peak?
No,
Why not?
this slope, this line shouldn't be there.
That line
This slope is the same.
There's a whole piece that's coming
This-
across here. I think there's somewhere,
Okay, so-
there's a ridge here. Isn't there, or is this a,
This is a ridge.
Is this a flat
And
piece
then
of roof?
Here's
Is
a
that what it
ridge,
is?
no.
So these are not coplanar because this is going down.
This is a different slope, this whole section.
So these are coplanar.
Yes, that line shouldn't be.
That line should be there, okay. Then I can see why you wouldn't see that ridge from here.
No.
Because it's
you
lower.
wouldn't see it.
Right.
You would see, you would see it on the backside. Would you not?
Yes, on the backside you would see this. You would see both of them.
You don't,
You wouldn't see it from the backside, you'd see this one. You'd see that.
Why wouldn't you see this one?
Because this is at the same height as that.
Oh, it's the same height as that.
but there's a piece, here's the piece I don't understand. There's a little section of gable coming up here. It's peeking
Yes,
over that.
right. And here it is.
This.
No, I see it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but where is it on here?
Right there.
No, but if it's only this much, see that? If that, is,
It's here.
well, all right, then what happens over here?
This is the same pitch.
I know,
Over
but
here.
so what happens with the end of the gable as it hits that roof over here?
It's the same slope as this dormer.
No, no.
There's no gable.
Well, what happens,
Well, right, well, it's going to hit this roof at a different,
it's gonna go way down. Because it's chasing the roof. You follow me?
I'm trying.
It's chasing the roof down. It doesn't end
So
here.
this,
It keeps going. That you're gonna get a piece of gable down here. That's why the roof plan doesn't make sense.
okay.
All right. But
Okay.
I mean, I think we need an accurate set of drawings. You know what I'm saying? Just saying. It could be that it's minor adjustments. I just don't see how that gable chases the roof down and winds up being, maybe it arrives in the corner, I'm just not sure. And when you look at the front elevation, want to see the back gable continue across, just so that we're accurate.
This
in
is
the middle.
what I'm saying, this is the slope change. This is the typical slope. This is our reduced slope in this section, which matches the slope of these dormers. So I don't see this, I don't see where this runs down. There'll be a cut here where the shingles change pitch.
Depends on how.
Interesting building problem.
Right.
It doesn't look like it's that much flatter.
Interesting solution.
The same place.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I
It's,
don't
I
agree with
agree, I
that.
agree the slope,
Hmm.
it flattens, but it doesn't flatten that much, so that the gable arrives at the same
Well,
spot.
it goes from here to there.
Yeah.
Well, does there need to be another line here? These are two different pitches, where this one is coplanar.
This one, it's symmetrical around the ridge, I don't think it
Right.
could be. I don't think they're arriving in the same place.
Are you maybe missing a line on this side?
Yeah, let's,
See, here-
he doesn't
here-
think so, because he thinks the roof pitch
Well,
flattens out.
here I understand this is all one slope, but here, if this is a different slope, this slope has to be the same as this slope.
Yes, so this,
So there's a line missing.
That should be a solid.
No, it
line,
won't
and that
be
shouldn't
there,
be
though.
Oh,
It won't be here though, because this won't be symmetrical around the gable, around the ridge. This has got to come chasing the roof, I don't care how flat it is, unless it's, so it's going to arrive down in here somewhere, I'm not sure exactly where, it seems to me. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. This is the same pitch as that, and this is flatter. It's still going to be downhill.
well, is there a wall here? There must be some sort of a wall right here.
He thinks that they arrive
No,
in the same
no,
place.
those are two
I don't
roof
see how that-
I don't see how that's
planes.
actually, well, maybe in a nice tiny. Seriously, I mean, it's gonna be down here somewhere, I just believe it is.
Okay.
It doesn't
Yeah,
really matter, it's just.
No, I understand,
getting it right.
no, it doesn't really matter, but it's nice to have the drawings project, which actually gonna happen.
Might want to build a little model to see how it fits together.
You can build a big model,
Yes.
and it'll fit together.
No, it's about this big.
120.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
It's okay.
distract you.
That's all right.
We're gonna talk about.
It confused me when we figured it out, and now it's confused me again.
Okay.
So
Lighting?
maybe we didn't figure it out. But I think we can deal with it.
It's not a big deal, it's a way. Lighting?
Yes. Sorry. The lights we've proposed, first of all, the path lights do have, do you want to set up your board?
Yeah.
Point things up.
So we have a total of 15 of those little path lights on the property.
And these are dark sky rated.
There's a total of 92, 98 lumens on the
The
property.
total of what, 92, almost 9,300 lumens, so we're well under required. But since these aren't dark sky rated, I thought I'd just bring one in. The light is all projected down. I'm going to be, this is an LED bulb, which we're going to use, a 7.5 watt LED bulb.
Can you get LED bulbs with coatings on the bottom?
I've never seen them. I mean, these are the ones that,
No, probably not.
I don't think so, yeah, the light wouldn't go anywhere.
No.
Wait, I'm sorry, Al, did you say coatings or cones?
Coatings.
Like the metallic.
Like the old
Right.
incandescents that were.
Mm.
Okay, well, what they basically do is they're cut-off bulbs themselves, so that the LED is basically on the surface, and it basically itself is a cone. So here, they have the glass that goes around it and emits it more out. They do have separate LED bulbs that we get a lot of inquiries as far as using, because their argument is, well, these bulbs themselves are duct compliant because they're pointing it all down. The issue is that you can just, well, swap that out and then
Right.
put in a regular bulb.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they come back and say, well, then you can tell when I put in a new bulb, because
Right.
now you can see it, you can see the bulb
Well, I
first
think the
before you
reflector
do it.
actually on this design
I think that's
deals with a lot of
irrelevant.
that,
Yeah.
because it's not gonna go
Yeah.
past the lip.
What what would be the wattage, what would be the lumens cast with, if it were an incandescent, would it change? In other words, if you just swapped out the LED bulb for a
Right.
regular incandescent,
Well, it shouldn't be, I
Change
mean,
the
it's the
light.
7.5, right, the 7.5 watt LEDs, I think, are comparable to 55 and 52
What's it rated
incandescent
for?
lights.
in terms of wattage?
200.
Whoa,
That's pretty bright.
wow. Can we get one that's rated for less? But see, what we usually do is not, we don't
Mm.
schedule
No,
a
I
bulb,
understand,
we
yeah,
schedule
yeah.
a fixture.
Yeah,
So if the fixture's rated for 200 watts,
right,
that's what we have to go by.
yeah.
Yeah, so we'd have to translate the equivalent lumens.
In a year, you're not gonna be able to buy a
I know.
incandescent bulb.
Well, we might still be under the,
Yeah,
I mean, we're about half.
Yeah.
yeah.
The bill in Congress could pass, the current bill.
Oh, they want to stay up? My board can do that.
You did that for
For
sure.
the university.
Something we can agree on.
So, no, I understand. I understand what you mean. But should I go in and try and just refigure it using 200 watts and see where we're at?
Yeah,
Okay.
you're still gonna be under.
Yeah, should be, I think.
Unless you can find a dark sky fixture
Well, I mean,
Well, there's,
that makes you.
Well, we have a total of those pictures. We have 2 on the front, 1 by the garage, there's 3, 4, 5, 7 of those, basically in different sizes.
right,
Yeah,
different sizes.
7 of those.
That's our old limit right there. I'm sure you can find a fixture that's rated for less than 200 watts.
Probably, but that won't prevent someone from putting a 200 watt bulb.
Well, if it's rated for less than 200 watts, it's gonna blow out.
A little,
So probably, I mean,
yeah.
People even buy 200 watt bulbs?
not right.
You could do floodlights, with 200 watt bulbs, those big killer
I mean,
bulbs.
I actually have these and I put a 40 in. It's
Yeah.
sufficient. I mean, I know that that's.
And I think they're agricultural
Yeah.
lamps, so they,
If we get a fixture that's rated for less, or something less, we don't have to deal with it.
I think just ask Jeffrey to look for something comparable. Those aren't something that an electrician is able to change the wattage. I mean, that's, I know in past decisions.
How many years have you been doing this? This is like the, coming
No, I
on the
know,
4th year.
but
We
the-
always go by the rating of the fixture.
Right, but the issue is, this is a specific fixture that they're looking for. And we've already asked just to look for a different fixture. So what I'm basically at, the board has in the past said, can you get an electrician to reduce down the wattage in that fixture?
Yeah.
So that's, instead of Jeffrey looking to see, can I just get a different fixture, that's another way of meeting that
It is,
standard.
except this one doesn't look like a fixture that's gonna be readily.
Yeah, I know, that's, yeah.
That's why I was.
That's
No,
why you do that.
no.
It's
Yeah.
too simple.
call them
manufacturer.
Because there's a comparable fixture that the board approved at 68 Gun Club that was used. It was the same sort of barn fixture. I don't know if that met our standard.
Seriously.
Okay. I'm not doubting you, okay. All right. Guess that's all the lights.
Okay. Do you have any more questions about the
Well,
landscape light or?
We've gotten to the, just where everything
The lighting or the?
is. Yeah, the lighting.
The path lights are, let's see, we have, how about if I walk through the hardscape a little and then I can tell you what path lights are? Okay, so the hardscape consists of a narrow bluestone walkway up to the front entrance, around to the side, connecting to the farmer's porch, and then connecting to a patio, which is off the kitchen. There's a seat wall around the patio here, connecting to the porch entrance, and then there's some steps. We're using a lot of reclaimed granite on this project, taking you down to the lower terrace and another bluestone patio. The plantings in the front, we're planning to keep the existing plantings along Conant Road and enhance them with the evergreen transplants that we've already nursered on site. We're adding just a couple of 2, 3 additional plantings in the front there. We have a small retaining wall here to maintain this grade up here. We are enhancing there's an existing row of evergreen hollies up here that the neighbor has put in. I'm going to add to the planting bed there, and then continue along here with more hollies, but a different variety of holly that's actually a lot larger. And we're attempting to create a layered buffer between the two patios with evergreens, birches, roses, grasses, hydrangeas, etc. So there's kind of a layered buffer between the two properties. And then basically lower plant beds along the walkways and then along the steps down to the lower terrace. There's really no view to the property on the lower side here. Is this the?
Pigeon Hill.
That's right, 97 Pigeon Hill.
Exactly. So we're just proposing a couple of ornamental trees along that side of the property. And then up in here we have native plantings, which are down on the 200-foot riparian area here that we just proposed to the Conservation Commission, and they were approved.
Okay, if you could give us the sizes of the plants, and then tell us what the light fixtures are.
Okay. Path lights, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm missing one. There's 15, 13, 14, 15. And then we have the lights that Jeffrey showed you are along the garage door, the front entrance, and the kitchen entrance, and then down on the lower patio. We have recessed lightings under the porch, and then under the farmer's porch here. And actually, I forgot to mention too on the garage. I think that's it for the next lighting. Yes.
The ones on the garage are what kind of sconces?
The same sconces.
Right, same
Okay,
kind.
so you're up to 9 of those.
Yeah. And then we have a post light in the front here. There's already a post light there, we're just replacing it.
Okay, and what sizes of plants?
We have 8 to 10 foot hollies along here. The birches are 14 to 16. And then the hydrangeas are, I think, 7 gallons, and roses and grasses.
And in the back, the sizes?
The sizes of these are, I think, 8 to 10 feet for all 3 of those. 7 to 8. Yes, these are 7 to 8 foot, all 3 of those.
And in the back?
The back here, the birches are the same, 14 to 16. The Japanese maple is 7 to 8. That's actually the Japanese maple. Here's another birch, which is 14 to 16. And then these are just lower plantings.
And what's the infill on the street?
Mostly pyrus and philodendrons. That's what we've mentioned into. No, they're pretty sizable. And there's a bit of a ridge that goes down, so the street's a bit lower from the property.
So is it heavily wooded between that house and this house?
This one?
Yes.
Yes, yes it is. Yes, yeah, it pitches down pretty considerably.
But does it go up a little bit on yours, then down? Like, is there almost like a, yeah.
Where's your section, Brian?
It's actually like,
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I want to say there's like a ridge.
Give that to the guys up there.
There
There it is.
They did it for 203 Newton, so I don't know why they got all confused.
Section AA is basically cut parallel with Conant Road, if you will. Yeah, I was gonna say this is probably a tough one to see from afar. 111 Conant Road, which would be, if you were looking at the property from Conant Road, this would be the abutter to the left. And grade up there is around elevation 190. We taper down as we cross the property line to about 183, and then we drop down as we go to 97 Pigeon Hill. It actually drops down quite a bit, drops down almost 20 feet or so. So there's quite a, and you can see that when you stand up on our property, as we had our site walk, we look down and you're looking over the eave line of the house on Pigeon Hill. Section B is perpendicular essentially to that, running with the long axis of the property. Conant Road would be in the middle section right here. This is the vacant lot across the street, at the intersection of Conant and Colchester. You can see, and it's tough to see from a distance, this is the existing ridge line, and then this is the proposed ridge line, so there's about 4 feet different. And then it's relatively flat, as we come about 300 feet towards the property on Montvale Road, we drop about 6 or 7 feet.
Okay. Any questions, Phil? You all set? Oh, I'm sorry. You weren't here.
With the lighting,
He's sitting in the room.
with the lighting, did I hear that there's some lights are up in the ceiling?
There's 3 of them.
There's 3 additional
Oh,
lights.
actually, that's
In
incorrect.
the
Let me
overhanging
just-
porch, there's like recessed.
Yeah,
So,
there are 3 of them at
See
the
the
overhanging
pictures?
porch,
yeah.
which, down to the lower terrace, and then there's 1 on the farmer's porch.
Which is a recess.
Yes.
Okay, well,
The porch itself is recessed.
that's okay. And those will all be part of the schedule
Yes.
that you'll provide?
Yes, it's
with
well,
all the
yeah,
stuff?
it is, these are
They did provide it.
the cut
Okay.
sheets in the back. I was also just looking at 3, I think we're on the right track here. 3 of the lights, they vary in size, this kind of canopy light, and the 3 they're going 1, 2, 3, those 3 are only rated for 100 watts. We've got some,
Well, that's
we're in the right
better.
area.
That's the right direction.
Right.
Of course, if you got lights up above,
Mhm.
these become, excuse me, almost decorative.
Well, they're below the porch floor, the ones on the back. And
You don't have any lights up on the porch,
just the downlights.
just the down ones.
Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, I made it seem as if they were below, but they're above the porch.
Okay. No engineering issues?
No, just, only other thing I'd say is, I don't know if Joe told you, they came a long way from when we first saw them.
Yeah, I can believe it. They're right on the setbacks. I mean, it's like inches, isn't it?
It's about half a foot on each side.
Yeah. So the survey is gonna be kind of critical.
So I see,
I mean, it's gonna have to be really,
Well, we were kind of the same way on Pigeon Hill too.
I see on some of these that you have outdoor porches on the second floor, is that correct?
Yes.
But no lights for the doors going out there. And I think you're going to be required to have lights there for these doors.
Well, I think the downlights.
For these doors. Oh, you have lights above them?
Right.
Oh, okay. I just,
Yeah,
it's
right.
not marked here, so I
Yeah.
don't know which.
Yeah.
And I don't see the porch on the second floor. So I mean, I know they're here, but I don't need to.
That's
Must be one here.
one, and
Oh, okay.
that's the only porch on the second floor. The first floor porch,
That would be that porch.
that would be that one, the little pocket porch.
I see. And then these porches,
The lights are
is this
here,
considered first floor?
here, and here. That is first floor, right, because this is the lower area, the walkout. And that's where those 2 smaller sconces are
Okay,
below this
gotcha.
porch floor.
Gotcha, okay. All right.
Okay.
Kim, you're okay with the landscaping?
One thing I will say is that the holly hedge on the north property line is a bit atypical from what we normally approve, but it's in direct correlation to what that abutter wanted to say, so.
I mean, holly would be great, by the way. I don't know why it's such a
Well, 'cause
rare
it's
situation.
short.
It doesn't get as tall as a spruce or a
Oh,
pine,
yeah.
but.
But in certain locations, it'd be
It's beautiful.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice alternative.
Yeah.
And the deer don't eat it.
Right.
Steve, anything? I think we can go ahead and schedule the decision date. And we'll continue the hearing. There are a couple of light fixtures that have to happen on the light fixtures and
Yeah.
some minor adjustments on the.
Right, but I mean, basically just checking off and addressing. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
How much
we
better
could,
than I was.
we could just schedule it for 9 o'clock, just like we did for the other decision at Tyler, 6 and then just handle them both,
Yeah.
basically right after each
Cold.
other.
So
Late.
we're talking about February 4th or?
No, on the 21st.
Okay, so we'll continue the hearing to 9 o'clock on the 21st of January. We'll look at the draft decision, a couple of minor things to take care of, the light
Okay.
fixtures and
The roof detail.
the roof. Figure the roof out.
So do you want us to come back on the 21st?
As long as you get the material to Joe
Okay.
in advance, if you got it to him in, say, 3 or 4 days in advance, then we could give us a chance to look at the stuff and then.
Great.
And then we'd be okay with it. By the way, is there a generator on the site?
No,
No.
we're putting one in, well, we're putting in a generator site.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's below the wall.
It's in the
Yeah.
floor plan, or it's in the
So-
RGFA.
Basically, what they've done is accommodated an 18-watt generator.
Yeah.
And while they don't want to build it, they want to get it permitted. And because it's recessed down in the, behind that stone wall, it meets our sound requirements at the property line because basically they're bunkering it.
Well, okay. But when it goes in, if it goes in.
If
we're
it
gonna
changes
look at
from the spec that they provided, then it would have to come back.
Whatever.
But the idea is that for a 18 kW, it was a Generac, the typical small ones we see, that because it's dropped down below a retaining wall, it meets our sound requirements at the southern property line. You got another 250 feet to the back property line, meets that decibel calculation. So unless they change that Generac to like a larger unit that then would not be.
Put that in the decision.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Good. Okay, so the 21st of September.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I guess, Tim and Dave, you're free.
And are these the plans you have the light specs or?
I have it all.
No, that's okay.
Sorry.
No.
No problem.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you guys.
All right, we'll see
Feel better.
The Joe talking about this Pigeon Hill, what's the extra planning next to the fairhouse? Your response is, there's nothing more you can do for it, right? Yeah, and I figured that's what you would say, but I told her I would ask you that.
She's
still talking about that? Not recently, but I just know it's one of those loose ends, so now I can say I asked you and you said no.
I bet those trees are growing.
Right, and to have that all.
Thank you.
See you in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
It really is.
Night.
else to do?
No.
Good. Let's wrap it up. Somebody gonna move to close the meeting?
So move. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
That's it.
Joe,